All right, so welcome to See the Stories. This is the signature segment of the 3-hour news show on See Today. We may have heard about financial planners. We've got a lot of friends who are financial planners who assist people with lifestyle planning. But there is also a job called wealth planner. Let's have a look.
A wealth planner is a financial professional who specializes in providing personalized strategies and guidance to help individuals and families pursue their financial goals. They primarily offer services for high net worth individuals and ultra high net worth individuals, such as capital gains planning, estate planning, and risk management.
This is so crazy, I know it is.
Oh, amen to that. See, the most important thing if you want to plan your wealth is to have the wealth itself.
Of
because
course.
if you don't have that,
What is to manage?
what is to manage?
Yeah, you can manage your
Exactly.
daily tasks, but you have to get the wealth first to manage your wealth. Anyway,
Exactly. So, for me personally, wealth planner is, I'm not familiar with it. I'm familiar with financial
like this is the first time I
planner.
heard as well.
Same here. Well, then to know more about it, joining us today is qualified wealth planner Sheilla Khonada. So, hi Sheilla.
Hi.
Welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
Hi.
I know that earlier we've shown a footage with a little explanation about wealth planner, but we want to hear it from you.
Right.
Enlighten Rory and I, because tonight is the first time we heard the word wealth planner. What is it actually?
Okay. So simply put, wealth planner is somebody who focuses on someone's wealth, we could say, but we focus on mainly income and expenses control, and then investments, their assets, their debts maybe, and then insurance management, and basically we focus on the top 3 bottom of the financial pyramid.
Right. Is it like that you are consulting with clients such as like those at the top 30 list of Forbes, the wealthiest people in Indonesia, for example? Like, do you do like those big tycoon, for example?
Doesn't necessarily have to be rich actually.
Oh, doesn't necessarily to be rich.
Yes, exactly. So wealth planning is for everybody.
Okay.
But usually it's the rich ones that need consultation because it's a bit more complex in their case.
Right. But what's the difference between wealth planner and financial planner?
To put simply, wealth planner focuses on those 5 aspects such as income and expenses, emergency fund, investments, assets, and insurance.
Okay.
Right.
Financial planner is a more broad term for those who also focus on tax and estate planning.
I see.
So you don't have to amass a certain amount of wealth to have a wealth planner
Yes.
on your side, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so what is the prerequisite to have a wealth planner to start with?
Have some money, have some
Okay.
wealth.
What I
have
said
some,
earlier.
Have some like property and maybe stock as asset or deposit and something like that.
Yeah, ideally, yes. I'd like to meet clients who already have their finances sorted, but I actually encountered some clients too who just getting started. So they're just beginning to get their high income and they would like to get sorted on how to put those to assets.
How much is the minimum of wealth that they have as your client?
I don't set the standard though, but
You don't set a standard.
I don't set a standard, but it should be good enough to sustain the family and preferably a bit more than that.
Oh, like 10 billion rupees?
We hope so. They're in better places if that's
Right.
the case.
She's very secretive in protecting the client's portfolio,
Which is
right?
good. However, I did a little research and I found out that Sheilla here were a doctor
Oh, yeah.
before she became a wealth planner. Now, could you please tell us the story behind it? Why did you switch profession?
Would you like the honest or the
Honest, of
course, the
course.
honest
honest
Of course,
answer? All
honest
right.
answer.
Actually, when I underwent my medical study, I found out that my passion is not in medicine. So, so I've been talking to many doctors. I've been talking to many of my professors. And when I consulted with them, I found out that actually medicine is not a field I would like to pursue.
Right.
And actually, thanks to my mom and my dad, shout out, they're watching, they made it clear that financial conversations is open in our home. So I know all about their income, their expenses, what they put their assets in since I was very young actually.
Right.
Since I was maybe 9, 10 years old.
Okay.
So that became an interest for me personally. And then when I grew up and I reached my near 20s, I found out that's actually the thing that I do.
So had you finished your doctor education?
Yes, I did. I actually became a doctor.
Right, and you took your like certification of finance or something?
Yeah. I took my qualified wealth planning certification, and actually in 3 weeks I'll be graduating to become certified financial planner. So I will plan everything, their finance from tax, estate planning, and those stuff.
Nice.
I think that is why she's wearing a white coat today.
Yeah.
To represent the previous
yeah.
profession, right?
Yeah.
She can't move on yet, right?
Maybe
Well, anyway, we're talking about certain conditions. Are there certain conditions that, as a person, you have to hire a wealth planner?
To be honest, there's no specific condition. You can just hire a wealth planner to assess your finance, you could say. Am I doing well in life? Do I need more income? Do I need to control my expenses? Things like that in general.
Okay.
But people do come to me with a specific goal in mind. They want to achieve a new property, or they want to put their kids to education, maybe overseas.
Okay.
And maybe it's 10 years ahead of the time. So I get to plan together with them on how they allocate their assets, how much should they save every month regarding inflation and interest rate and stuff like that.
It's actually rather similar to financial planner, but I think it's more specific, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what makes me wonder is why? Again, why does a billionaire need to hire you? Is it because they don't have the skill and knowledge in order to manage their own, wealth? Or is it because they have too much that they become overwhelmed in managing each of them? Which one is it?
I think you guys know that billionaires or millionaires in that case, they are surrounded by professionals. They have a lawyer who advise them on law, things like that. They have a financial planner. They might have a wealth planner. They might have a chef. So they hire a wealth planner just to manage their wealth in general, because we know better than them in that certain stuff.
Right. Maybe that is why they're doing well. They're doing so well in life because they have the ability to delegate.
Exactly.
Delegate
Yeah.
each sector
task.
to the expert.
Exactly, and they trust people to work for them actually,
Yeah.
right? So are you embedded in a company as a wealth planner, for example, a bank or a security or wealth management, or do you operate by yourself, Sheilla?
In regards to wealth planning, I operate by myself, but I am actually also an insurance advisor at Allianz.
All right.
Yeah, so I do both professions, but I mostly focus day to day on wealth planning. Yeah, actually they're both the same to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what kind of services do you provide for your clients?
Depends on what they want me to do actually. So usually they, as I said, they came with a goal in mind. So I help to see all aspects about somebody's life actually. From qualitative and quantitative views, I know about their income, assets, debts, anything that they need to prepare. And then I also assess their emotions. So in a way, I'm like a counselor to them, you can say.
You're like a psychologist as well, yeah?
Kind of, yeah. I assess their feelings, also emotions. What are their fears about finances, their ambitions, their attitude around money. I also
Okay,
read
but
them.
let's say if by 50, for example, I or a client wants to be financially independent, right? So you have a passive income from maybe from stocks or from your investments. Can you provide that kind of service to consult with if somebody wants to be financially freedom or financially free by the age of something?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, that's what I do.
That's what you do.
So I give recommendations on how they would like to allocate. But I'm actually not certified to pinpoint one specific company that you invest in. They should consult a CFA for that. But me, I can give recommendations how much interest rate you need for your goals and how long you should keep it there and things like that.
I see. Now, are there misconceptions about your job or your profession? And if there is, what are they?
About my job?
Yes, about wealth planning.
All right. Firstly, that wealth planning is for the rich only. It's a misconception. So everyone with income actually can afford a wealth planner if they plan for it. and they need a wealth planner, especially if they don't come from financial background.
see.
They don't graduate from accounting, finance. They need a financial planner for that. And secondly, actually, somebody has to be in debt to hire a financial planner. That's also a misconception.
Okay.
Because you can be doing well and hire one and make it much better for them.
Exactly.
Alright.
If you're in debt, how can you pay the financial planner?
Exactly.
They still
Is
could
it possible?
though.
But
Yeah,
they still are able, right?
Yeah, they still could though. Take loans.
All right, though.
Yeah.
So, what kind of financial problems that you normally face from a client, though, and how do you troubleshoot those problems?
Okay, the kind of problems that they have, usually to begin with, I have to say that financial problem is just the surface. It's just a symptom of what's going on underneath their lives. It could be being unconfident, being unable to take new responsibilities or opportunities, having bad financial habits, you could say, and then having some kind of misconception about money.
What are the bad habits that these millionaires or billionaires usually have?
There's a lot of them, but just
Gambling, or maybe splurging money on luxury items.
yeah, that's also frequent, and also having a secret spouse. Yeah, that's also
Secret spouse.
yeah, that's also a big
interesting.
expense, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ani, right?
Yeah.
It costs you a lot, ani.
Costs you a lot. So, in a
Wow.
way, when they want to consult with me, I always make it clear in the front. We have to be honest because I have to know everything about your life, and I will keep it confidential.
All right. So you still keep that code of conduct in place, right?
do.
And keep the secret of your
I
clients.
do.
Okay, now, and the next question is how do you manage those clients with all their problems to balance their desire and their financial situation or financial growth and with the need to mitigate risk and also protect their assets? How do you do that?
That's interesting because I think mitigating risk and financial growth should go together. For example, somebody always go through 3 steps of wealth accumulation.
Okay.
First one is actually protection. Second one is accumulation. Third one is distribution. They should go together. Because when somebody wants to increase their income, their risk also increase, right?
Yeah.
When someone's lifestyle become better, their risk to lose it is also bigger.
True.
So there's always a bright and dark side of everything, yeah, we could say. So they should all go together. As their income increase, I will increase their protection. As their responsibilities also increase, we also increase their risk mitigation. Whatever it needs to be, it depends on the client actually.
Right. Okay, so now I'd like to ask you about the commodities or securities that your client usually invest in, right? So many wealthy people, they normally invest in stocks or maybe nowadays Bitcoin, commodities like gold or Forex, and they do maybe a bit of trading on those commodities. But what about luxury items? We now know and we are familiar with investing our money into Birkin bag, for example, or Patek Philippe watches or Audemars Piguet. Would you recommend your client to invest in luxury items? And what is the typical, obsessions of your clients in investing in those things?
At first, to begin with, I don't think investment should be an obsession, right? But I always tell my clients to invest in something they understand. If they love Birkins, if they want to invest in Birkins.
But most of the thing is in Indonesia, Birkin is like a password for you to enter a society, for you to enter like a group of wealthy people or socialites, right?
Yeah.
Would you recommend that too?
I think that's surface level because I know so many millionaires and billionaires have none of that stuff, actually. They put their wealth somewhere else. They don't make it evident that they have a lot. But if you say having a Birkin helps them to enter the better society, yeah, actually it does. But I would not advise my clients to invest something they don't understand. For instance, a Birkin should not be used, right? If you want to invest in it, buy it, don't peel off any plastic, put it in a safe.
And sell it maybe 10 years later.
Maybe 10 years later, later sell it or inherit it to your children and stuff like that. But I always ask my clients, what is the one field that you understand the most? And that should be the field you invest in. Not just your money, but your knowledge into.
What about if they're not familiar with anything? Would you give them like a quick education about that? What do you usually do? I mean, have you encountered with a client like that?
Yeah, I have encountered a client who knows nothing about investments. So usually just to be brief, I usually give them recommendations on hedge funds, which are maybe gold, some of them being US dollar and things like that. Or maybe but usually they have something they are interested in, whether it be gold, luxury items, as you said, or maybe but nowadays what's popular is actually financial investments, stocks,
Right.
bonds, things like that.
Oh, wow.
Okay. For our viewers not familiar with wealth planner or financial planner, how do they actually pay for the expert like you? Do you have a rate or something?
Yeah,
or
by hour or by
hour,
monthly basis?
or is it by the percentage of income of the client?
It depends on the wealth planner actually.
Oh, okay. So there's
Depends.
no one strict rule regarding that.
Usually we charge by the case we handle. So for instance, they have a goal they want to achieve, which is to buy another property.
Okay.
We handle that one case until it's done, and we do evaluations, and then they pay us accordingly. Some other wealth planners or financial planners receive a percentage of the gain that the client receives. If the investments increase in value and succeeded, we could say, the investment planner or the financial planner or the wealth planner could receive a percentage of that increase also.
What if it fails?
What if it fails? The risk is on the
Client side.
client side.
And the planner will not receive anything if that's the calculation.
We do receive a base fee, you could say,
I see.
and a retainer fee.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, wealth planner or financial planner are not magicians, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
any risk is still possible depending on the market, for example, or the financial instruments that they choose.
Yeah, you wouldn't sue your surgeon if the surgery failed, right?
Yeah,
Why sue
yeah.
a financial planner if the investment goes down the drain? We're just giving according to our knowledge, you could say.
Right. Okay, so there are still a lot of questions that we'd like to ask to you, Sheilla, but we have to take a break. So don't go anywhere. Our conversation with Sheilla will come back right after this break.